You are now listening to the Jah and Fah Show. Jah and Fah Show. Now listening. You are now listening to the Jah and Fah Show.
All right, everyone. This is just another opportunity for me to blabber. I have a very, very special, not guest, a very special co-host, Keith Moffat. How are you, Keith?
Hey, I'm doing good, Jared Tabor. How are you?
I'm even better now. My bagel's down. My coffee is somewhat down. What are you eating right now?
I am actually having an everything bagel with cream cheese. I was just saying how I just brushed my teeth and the cream cheese are kind of making a strawberry cheese, cream cheese taste. So I'm really enjoying that. I got my SpongeBob. I don't know if we're allowed to do this, but hey,
yeah,
mug.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I wish I would have picked a better mug now thinking about it, because I just grabbed a Starbucks mug.
Hey, that's not bad.
Hey, it's still a cool looking mug. Can't complain.
I do want to comment real quick too. It almost looks like we have the same chair.
It's damn near close.
Same color scheme for sure.
Mine's made by Technosport. I don't know who they are, but shout out to them.
Yeah, I don't have one on mine, so shout out to No Brand gaming chair.
If someone wants to give us both gaming chairs for free, I would accept that.
Well, fun fact: do you want to know who bought me this gaming chair, or do you know?
I would love to. Can you give a full name drop?
All right, the person who bought this chair for me goes by the name of John Henry Craze.
What a man of respect.
He bought this for me for Christmas. We had a $30 limit, keep in mind. And he pops out with a brand new game, which was very nice. Hey, I'm never gonna say no, but I feel like that should be, if we're still doing this around Christmas time, a topic we should bring up is what are they called? What are they called? Like when you get friends and you just kind of give gifts to each other.
Oh, Secret Santa.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah. It was right on the tip of your tongue. I gotcha.
We should talk about Secret Santas and, like the price limits of things, people who go over the price limit, who doesn't go over the price limit, and just kind of discuss the inner emotions of it.
Was the chair really over $30? It might not have been.
It was.
It was.
It 100% was, because he showed
it
me.
Definitely was.
Yeah. So, and hey, if you want to know what I got him a nice, cute Squishmallow.
Wow.
Because he wanted one.
Squishmallows are, equally useful, I suppose.
Oh my God. They're super cozy. Allie has a couple, and I find myself cuddling with one of them sometimes. I don't even
that actually, now that you verbalized it like that, is Krause Michael Scotting it? Do you remember that episode of The Office?
No.
Michael, essentially, there's like a $25 limit on their Office Secret Santa, and Michael buys Ryan an iPod. So he blows everyone else out of the water.
Yes, exactly. And this
is
crazy.
Should that be pulling a Krause now?
Are you going to pull a Krause now?
That might be pulling a Krause these days.
I'm down with that. I think it has a nice little ring to it, pulling a Craze.
But the thing is, it's so teetering on, it's such a nice gesture, but then there was a limit.
Right, and I don't want to sound grateful, because obviously,
No, exactly.
He thought from the bottom of his heart, and I use it every day.
He only spent $30 on it.
Only $30, but this is like an every year occurrence. We'll specifically be like, Krause, $30. I went over, dude. No, please. Just stick with the 30. Just give us like a couple pencil sharpeners. Pencil sharpeners? That's what we want.
Why he's such a good guy, he just can't even help himself. That's the type of guy he is. He's that good of a guy.
I guess so. Or he has an underlying evil message under it all.
He might. Dude, so let me ask you, how'd you prepare your coffee today? What's your usual go-to?
So I will tell you, so Allie actually worked at a cafe back in like October-ish to December.
Nice.
For a couple months, but her boss gave her a bag of beans of this really good coffee. Her cafe had delicious coffee, and we both really liked it a lot. So he gave us a bag of beans, and we're still working on it. And we got a coffee grinder, so usually in the mornings we grind up some coffee, and we got a brand new coffee maker for Christmas.
Nice.
Big guy, beautiful. So I do that, and then I usually just make that coffee, and I do some almond creamer.
Nice. Nice.
So good. I can't even use regular creamer anymore. I feel like with my coffee. Like now, I get like regular cream. Like if I go to Dunkin' or something, I still get just regular.
You said you use almond cream?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Almond.
I thought you were saying almond and cream. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to check that
No,
out.
it's almond creamer. It's just like vanilla, I think it is.
Oh, I love that. I
And it's
love that.
crazy when it comes out. It's almost like a brown tint, like the
Yeah.
cream does.
Yep.
But then like once you stir it all around, it just looks like regular coffee, obviously. But dude, super good. It's silk almond, vanilla creamer. I definitely.
I'm gonna have to
highly
check that
recommend
out. That might have to be a pickup at my next grocery store run. Today I'm rocking a little bit of Kona blend coffee,
it.
creamer, or not creamer, excuse me. Or well, yeah, creamer. Half and half, and a little bit of raw in the raw. Sugar in the
Hey,
raw. Yeah.
I'll tell
Couldn't
you
get the
what.
words out there, but
I'll, I'll tell you what. Allie really changed my way with coffee because, and I don't know if you knew this about me, but I used to really sweeten up my coffee like a
oh
lot,
yeah,
like
I actually didn't know that.
tons of
Well,
sugar, tons of
we were
cream.
conditioned by the Dunkin', like, dude, the bottom of the Dunkin' bottles are literally just like, this is the bottle, this much sugar is at the bottom, for
No,
real.
no, and it wasn't until in 2019 when I was in Florida for the first time, we just never had sugar in the house. Just no one ever bought sugar. So I just kind of got conditioned to just start using cream. And then when I went to Dunkin' and I ordered my caramelized coffee, cream and sugar, I was like, oh man, this is like too much now, like too
Mm-hmm.
sugar. So now I just get cream whenever I go to Dunkin' too. So
It's almost a good thing though, because sugar low-key is as addictive as
oh,
any other substance in the world, if not more.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I think I don't feel as bad drinking coffee now because I drink a lot of coffee. I mean, I'll have 2, 3 cups, 4 sometimes. You never
For far.
know. But it does feel a lot better just using some cream, especially almond creamer. The whole reason why we changed over to almond creamer is because the regular creamer was like making Alex stomach upset, and I already liked almond milk better, so we just kind of did a whole switch over.
It's a natural transition, and honestly, like I said initially, I thought you said almond milk and almond milk and cream. that
No, no,
actually
no.
doesn't make sense now that I'm thinking about it. But almond milk and sugar is always my go-to at Dunkin' these days. If I do go to
Really?
Dunkin' for coffee, because it used to be like where my job was, it was like three, but not even 3 steps down from where I was. Like I just walk out the door. It's like a couple
Really?
steps right down the street. Yeah, it's perfect.
Jeez, that's awesome. Do you go to Dunkin' fairly often?
Nah, not actually, not really. You know what? I'm not like, so like this is the situation that I typically have coffee. Like it's right. Keith and I are typically going to be recording on like Saturday, Sunday mornings, early like bagel coffee time.
I love it.
I don't have a cup of coffee every day, so I won't typically go to Dunkin'. Excuse me, but I do thoroughly enjoy my weekend time of getting that cup. It's like a nice little, you get your 15 minutes with your cup, you get to zone out and just enjoy that.
Dude, I totally agree, and I'm surprised to hear you don't have coffee every day. I thought you
It
did.
used to be that I would have coffee every day. I don't know. I used to, like, there was a time where like I was probably drinking coffee every day and also having pre-workout, so I was having so much caffeine. Like I don't know, like you said with sugar, like it's almost like I just naturally, like, my body just was getting used and conditioned to not having it, because I just went from having it all the time, and then I was like, this is too much, and then just completely fell off with it. So now I just have like a cup of coffee every weekend. I don't even use pre-workout before the gym anymore, which I've been on my shit with the gym. It's been good.
Good, good. You been going or just doing home workouts or?
No, I've actually been going, thankfully.
Good.
I've got my first COVID vaccine, second vaccination on the 15th, so I feel comfortable. I feel
That's
confident
awesome.
there.
Good, dude. That was one of the biggest things I was excited about moving into our new place. We got a gym. Literally, I walk down the steps and it's like right there.
Love
And
to hear it.
of course, it's a smaller gym, but it literally has everything like weights and machines and treadmills, all that kind of stuff they have like the big exercise balls I use like for ab day and all that. But it's just great. It's just great morale that you know they have Sports Center on, got the pool right outside.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
it's
yeah.
been one of the things about coming here I was most excited for was starting to work out again.
Yeah.
Obviously this last year, gonna go to any gyms and I started doing the home workout thing, but it's just so tough, man. Like
It is.
working out for me is one of those things like I need to be away from
Mm.
all other stuff that I could be doing, instead
It
of
is
working out kind of.
the biggest escape of them all. Like getting out into the gym and get like, oh, I'll put my music on, I'll be able to get into my zone. You got a blank slate in there. Like it's big. That's a big getaway.
Right, exactly.
And you
and
just
when
you made a big move recently, right?
yeah, pretty big. Pretty big. Just moved into a new apartment complex. We're actually approaching our month. We moved in March 10th. It's already April 4th. That's kind of crazy.
That is
honestly.
flying by.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I do hope you get to come here at least once, and maybe we'll do a live podcast too.
Oh my god, yes. Can we do?
We'll set it up.
We'll have to do like half of it like in the beginning of the day while we're lucid, and then like another half at the end while we're absolutely trashed.
Well, we're completely sober.
Oh yeah, yeah. No one will listen to the back half, but
Well, it's funny. I've been talking to Fish about him coming down too, and he actually requested that we do a very drunk stream when he comes. I said,
can we?
"Fish,
That would be such a good idea,
absolutely, that can happen. That happens anyway."
dude. When Fish is going down, I'd love to coordinate. Come down too, man.
Dude,
I'll sleep on any floor, any air mattress. Which hold on, real quick. Air mattresses are cheap as hell these days. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw at Walmart they were selling for like $10 or something.
Yes, you can get a single air mattress with a pump in the air mattress for like $12.
See,
That's crazy.
That is, you see, now I wasn't sure if the pump came in because Allie made the point. She's like, I bet you it like doesn't come with a pump or something. And I was like, that's probably why it's so cheap. But we also didn't look at the box or anything. Like I didn't see
these newfangled air mattresses. They all have pumps in, like they're literally just in the air mattress itself. It's so cool. So that's it. So you also don't lose a bunch of air. Like that's the most annoying part with the fucking air mattress. You pull it out and then you lose half the fill.
Yeah, exactly. No, and air mattresses, they're a finicky thing, man. If you can just get one good one in your life, I think you won.
You're set for life. You're set for life once you hit the good air mattress.
Because I know sleepovers at Keith Moffitt's, man. Air mattresses, blankets. It used to be the whole caboodle, man.
I used to love and hate falling asleep on that recliner in your corner. That was the most uncomfortable and comfortable at the same time thing of all time. There were some absolute battle. One of my favorite things, of course, about going to your house was the Nerf battles. Dude,
oh my god.
Keith had an arsenal would be an understatement. This man, he was the one with every single Nerf gun, every variant, every bullet, this, that, the other.
Which is so funny because I don't even know how that happened. It never was like I proactively asked for Nerf guns. It was just
shut up. That's funny.
I never was like, Mom, I need the newest Nerf gun, or Dad, get me the Nerf. I would just like come walking into my dad's. Keith, look at this new one we got. And I'm like, all right. I mean, it's kind of like cross with the chair. It's like, yeah, man. Hey, I mean, I'll take it.
That's funny. Times. That is so funny. I actually never knew that. And that's something I would never consider. Like you having them, you would just assume that, oh yeah, Keith loves Nerf. Like he's just, no, you were, it was just one of those things. Oh, Memorial Day, you show up and, oh, Keith, we got you bazooka.
Yeah, well, my dad, like when he would go to Target or something, he wouldn't be able to like contain himself. Like he'd see something really cool, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna buy that." And
that makes me happy though.
Yeah. Oh, it's good and wrong. I think my favorite gun was actually it wasn't even a Nerf gun. It was like an off-brand of Nerf, and it was like this shotgun, and you actually like had to like pull it to like load it up and all. And the reason why I love this so much is this thing hurt. Like when you hit someone with, I don't know if you remember, it was like yellow and blue. I remember it was at my dad's
oh my god. I actually bought that because you had it. I swear to God.
Yeah. Dude,
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like the pump shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Yup,
Yeah.
I know that thing fucking flew, man.
I can't remember what brand it was or anything. I know it wasn't Nerf, whatever it was, but
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's
it,
so funny.
it was awesome. I still have it somewhere. I mean,
Oh,
who
for
knows?
dude, you probably have them all in a box somewhere, I'm sure.
Somewhere in a box, probably still on. Like
Probably.
the one machine gun I remember you had to turn on and it went.
That one with the little, like it had the little box of ammunition on the side.
Yes, and I had the Tommy gun too. You just
Oh
reminded me.
my
That wasn't a Nerf gun either. That was another just like that one was a beast too.
I think there's something to be said about like the quote unquote off brands. Like when you're a kid, sometimes like some kids, like I could definitely, and I'm sure you did as well. Well, obviously they like the quote unquote off brands were your favorites. Like if you look past, oh, it's not Nerf, like there's probably half the manufacturers are doing crazier shit and have faster shooting guns. You can hurt your friends more. Like it's more fun. You just don't realize it just doesn't have that stupid Nerf name on it.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like that could go into like a lot of things. I mean, even think about like phones and like Apple. Like, there's so many other. I was actually just saying this to Allie. The thing that I hate the most about this, about like phones nowadays, is when someone gets a new phone, it's like not even exciting anymore. Like you already know what they got. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
I know 100% what you're saying. I miss the days of like looking on T-Mobile's website and looking at, oh, they have this 14 different slider phones and then 30 different flip phones. Like you never know what you're gonna end up with.
no, and like I remember being like in middle school and literally you would have 10 people in a row and every single person would have something different. And it was just like, this is awesome. Like every like and you could never like mix up your phone with anyone else. Like obviously you can put your own case on it or whatever, but
It's not the same.
it's not, man.
What was your favorite phone?
My favorite one? I had the Infinity, I think it was called, from Verizon. It was a slider, it like slid up like
Yep.
this.
Yep.
It kind of like round, I think, on the sides, if I remember right. And anyway, it slid up, and I love that thing because the keyboard was so handy. Which, let me just say, I just saw the other day, the keyboards are coming back.
Thank God.
I've been seeing some phone companies adding the keyboard back in. And
I
that's
think
really
phones
interesting.
are getting so slim that people are willing to have a little, I think, thicker of a phone to maybe have a sliding keyboard or something and still have their touch phone again.
Right.
I don't know. To
Right.
me, that makes sense. Like I always like I always like the BlackBerry. Honestly,
Yeah.
I had a BlackBerry
Classic.
and I like that. That
Classic.
was up there for my favorite. I'd say that or the Razor. The Razor, of course, was so
Razor.
cool.
Yep. So good. And then my very first one was the Nokia.
Oh, really? Like the brick one, like the long one? Oh yeah.
Brick.
Oh yeah. I went through so many phones as a kid. Do you happen to remember this? I missed in one summer I went through 3 phones. Like, and this
Really?
was back in the day, like same thing we're saying. Like this is like not iPhones. This is like it was a T-Mobile Galaxy, I think it was called.
Wow.
And the same thing you said, you pushed it up and it had a great keyboard. Super
Yeah.
small phone. The screen was
Yep.
like half the size of this
Right.
little, yeah, like it's half the size of your finger essentially.
Yeah.
But the phone was just so cool looking. It was
So unique.
black and gray. It looked super sleek. It looked like a spaceship or something.
Yeah, I know, and that's what's cool. And you know, I do believe a lot of things do always come back around, like music, clothing. I think the same thing's going to be with phones, man. I
Mhm.
think, you know, in 5, 10 years, we think it's going to be this crazy new phone. It's probably going to look like the phones, you know, 15 years ago. That's going to be kind of cool.
I completely agree, honestly.
I mean, obviously, with like newer, you know, like they're not going to look exactly the same. They're going to have much better quality and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But
No, but the same general idea. Like, I mean, they are bringing like the slider phones back.
yeah, and
I think
flip
Samsung
phones.
has theirs that like you push the screen or whatever. I don't know
Like, kinda,
exactly.
like, flips up. Yeah.
Yeah,
But, yeah. There's all crazy things coming out, but
dude, I
It'll be
got
exciting
a good transition topics.
yeah, let me hear it.
So I went to both of the Phillies games this weekend so far.
Yeah, I actually meant to ask you how that was.
It was, well, Thursday. It was maybe the coldest sporting event I've ever been to in my entire life. And
Good.
yesterday was one of the most lovely games that I've ever been to in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah. So, well, Thursday also was a great game. Don't get me wrong, but like it was so shockingly cold that it was almost unpleasurable. And also I was like just a layer too short, just one layer too short.
And what did you like go in rocking? Like a heavy jacket and all, or not even that?
I had first layer was Under Armour, then a hoodie, then a jersey, and I thought that was going to be enough.
Jeez, that's classic too.
I was so mistaken. So yesterday, excuse me, I went in with Under Armour, long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, jersey, then another jacket, long johns, then jeans, then 2 blankets. And guess what? There was not even a lick of wind.
Wow. So you over prepared the second time.
Yeah, I was sweating within the first 10 minutes of me leaving my house.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, it's a classic thing, but I feel like it is better to over prepare because you can always just take it off. You can always just leave it there at the chair, like whatever.
Absolutely hit the nail on the head. Absolutely hit the nail on the head. Now, let me tell you another thing that pissed me off about the game. So, well, not pissed me off. Like, I understand there's rules, especially with COVID going on and whatnot. At the stadium, you have to have food in order to have an alcoholic beverage. So I bought first round of drink for me. I go to this Jim Beam stand and I buy the pretzel or whatever. No worries. I don't care. I wanted one of the little food anyway. Okay, so I got that round fine. It's like $26 with the pretzel. That's fucking expensive, but it is what it is. And I got a double, so I'm fine. Go sit down on his seats. About 3 innings later, I go to get another drink. I go up to the bar. Guy tells me, he's like, hey, if you have food, just so you know, for next time, you're gonna like, he's like, buy a pretzel. Then for next time, you can just bring this up and you won't have to pay the $6 again. I'm like, awesome. Actually, can you wait? I'll go get the pretzel that I have right now, and then you can just not charge. He goes, all right, cool. It takes the drink, turns around. I go to my seat. I come right back. I come with the pretzel. He charged me $26 again. I got charged anyway. It was bullshit. And on top of that, I didn't get the pretzel. He never gave me the pretzel. I got charged an extra $6 for the pretzel. I never even got it.
Was this guy trying to help you out and then ended up just screwing you over anyway?
Apparently. And what? I mean, so I'm a bartender. I live to tip. I am the king of. I'm going to throw this 20 around tip wise, so it always comes back my way. I didn't tip this guy because he fucking charged me $6 for the pretzel.
Oh my god, dude! I mean, it sucks, but it's so funny at the same time.
Yeah, right. It was one of those mindfuck moments where I'm like, it's not even worth the time, energy, or effort to argue with this guy.
No. At that point, considering what
that was probably a 5-minute span
between you saying let me go get the pretzel and coming back.
Yes,
probably not.
Oh well, it was me saying it was actually pretty quick because the bar, it was actually like directly behind our section, and it was actually at a good time. But like, I don't know, the dude just like he got me good, man. he knew he had me in his corner.
He knew, and he said, "This guy's gonna tip me too," and you went,
"Yeah,
nope."
No. Now let me ask you. I got something for you. I was thinking about this yesterday while I was at the game. One of my favorite things about the Delaware Valley area, and especially like where we would live and in Philly, everyone has a Phillies game that they've been to that is like a monumental story to them. Like, oh, I went to the game where the guy got tased, which I did. That was crazy. Or I went to the game where Chase Utley hit it inside the park home run.
Right.
I feel like everyone's got a game like that. It's one of my favorite fucking things about this little area.
Everyone does too. And I don't want to say I'm making this up, but I do think I was at the game where the guy got tased as well. Or at least there was a streaker.
Yes.
I can't remember if it was him. I can't remember if it was the one when he got tased, but I was there when a streaker was on. I was also there at the game when it went to 14 innings and Roy Oswald or Oswald,
yes,
he played left field.
Yes.
And he caught the ball and like it went. It was a crazy game. It was crazy.
See, everyone's got one like that, which I love. Everyone's been to some quirky ass Phillies moment or some quirky ass game, and they can like reference. I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Also, last quick little thing. I also think I was at the game when Ryan Howard got ejected when he charged at the
oh my god,
the umpire at third. You remember?
Yes, I remember that.
It was like I think I think it may have been like one of the only times he was ever ejected from the game.
Yeah,
Actually, too.
he was a class act, man. He didn't. I feel like he
He was
never
good.
really went out of his pocket, you know.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I actually just saw a video on YouTube. I didn't watch it yet, but it was about the rise and fall of Ryan Howard. I was like kind of curious to watch it because it's a sad story, man. It's like he was really good. I mean, he was the people forget. I mean, he was literally the best hitter in baseball for probably like 2 years at least.
2006 NL MVP.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, of course, a lot of favorite things about this podcast, but like we could talk about anything on here. I
Yeah.
like that. Now, with the Phillies being brought up, we're not going to go crazy on them right now, but I actually was saying yesterday, thinking about it, it might be very sad to say this, but I don't know if any of Routledge, Utley, or Howard are sure lock for the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I think, of course, I want them to go in, but I don't know if they are going to. Makes my heart break.
I mean, that is tough.
It's like the three of them together are the entity, and all three of them should be in there. But almost if you break them down individually, it's like kind of not enough, and kind of not enough. Like
it's ironic because Jimmy Rollins won an MVP too, right? In 2007.
Yep.
Ryan Howard won. But for some reason, I feel like Chase Utley has the best chance out of all three of them.
literally said the same thing. Literally said the same thing.
I feel like he's just been more consistent throughout.
And I feel like he was revolutionary at the time to his position. Like there was no other second baseman who did the shit that Chase Utley did.
Mm-mm. No, I mean the tag team of him and Jimmy Rollins for double plays was like iconic. Honestly.
That Utley the Utley Rollins Howard double play was so beautiful to watch. They actually have I think we might have talked. We've probably talked about this way, obviously off pod. This is our first pod. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat this season that Rollins, Utley, Howard have played the most games ever as a first, second, and shortstop together.
Oh, I believe it. I mean,
that's insane.
That was a trio you could not break up.
They played together from 2006 to 2011, like every single game.
That's so
2012
amazing.
even. That's crazy.
It was sad when they were like blowing up the team. I mean, obviously it was time, but it was so like, damn. And then we've been really bad until literally this year or last year, I guess now. And
well, that's why I think
it's
yeah, they very well still might be. That's why I think it's interesting that like the tides of Philly sports turn. Like I feel like a lot more casual people are getting into the Sixers now because the Sixers are really starting to get good and really starting to make a push.
Really good.
Whereas like when we were younger, everyone was really into the Phillies, you know, like there were a lot of casual baseball fans, it feels like.
Yeah.
But basketball, always entertaining.
Basketball is always entertaining. And it does hurt me to say, I still love like the Phillies and baseball. But I do see why that transition is going away from baseball. Mm-hmm. I do. And it does suck for me to say that because obviously I grew up being a huge baseball guy. I still like them, but definitely like basketball is like my number one at the moment and has been for the last like couple of years probably now.
I think the pace of the sport is huge. And like, so it's such like a roll of dice with baseball because like you can go to a game that is 2 hours and 20 minutes or 4 hours and you just don't know what you're getting into, and that's kind of tough. Whereas with basketball, you know you're going to get a high-paced game and you know it's probably always going to matter unless it's a severe blowout. The last 8 minutes of the game are going to be super fun to watch, guaranteed.
Of course. No, and I agree. And you know,
it just sucks about baseball because a lot of people are just so stuck in their ways, like player-wise.
Yeah.
Like, they still take so long between every pitch. And I get it. It's like a whole mental thing, like all that stuff. I 100% understand it. But when it comes to a viewer standpoint, it's like, just throw the ball, man. Or it's just like get in the batter's box. Like when they were putting in those rules, like you had to have 1 foot. I don't know if that's still a thing, but you always had to have 1 foot in the batter's box. You remember that like a couple years ago?
I think I do, yeah.
I don't know if people still listen to it at all. But, like, I liked little things like that. Like, everyone was, like, just so annoying. But, like, it just keeps it moving. Like, the point is to just keep going. Like, there's no reason to keep stopping and, you know, all that stuff. Because it does get annoying. I mean, no one wants to watch commercials for an hour and a half out of a 3-hour game.
No, you're totally right. Yeah, there's so much downtime in the game alone. You're being force fed advertisements like every other couple minutes, really.
Right. Well, and I think
no, go on.
I was just gonna say, I think the best rule they made was every pitcher needs to face at least 3 batters.
Completely
I think that was
agree.
getting out of hand. It was like, and I understood again, whole mental and like lefty, righty. I get all that, but man, like when it would just be every batter got a new pitcher, it's like, come on, like it
right,
just
like
slows the whole game down.
Get on with the fucking game.
Right. It's like, and my thing about it is like you're a major league pitcher. Like I get the lefty, I get the righty, but like you should be able to get anyone out. Like at this point, you know, like you made at this point, you can be a lefty specialist, but I still feel like you need to be able to take out a righty if you need to.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, you got to be able to do it all. Exactly. That's how they make the money.
Exactly.
Now, I think the last thing I'll say on baseball, if you want to add anything, of course, go after. But the last thing I'll say on baseball, I appreciate it in the sense that it's like I'm going to get out and be with my friends for a couple hours rather than like, I'm going to sit here and watch this thing that's supposed to entertain me. Like the baseball might entertain me, but I'm glad to be there with the company.
Yeah. I definitely think the saving grace for baseball is going to the games because most stadiums have so much you can do. I mean, there have been games when I've just sat there and watched it, but a lot of games you're like walking around, you're like going to the shops, you're getting drinks, you're getting food. Like by the time you end up sitting down, it's like the 5th inning or something. You're like, oh, okay, well, here I am now, finally at my seat.
And in a similar sense, like not that it doesn't matter in baseball because everything is a little bit more important and like builds up in a way, but like if you pick up in the 5th inning, chances are the game's probably not decided by that point anyway. You probably have a lot of fresh baseball to watch. Like
exactly. Well, the number one thing, last thing, it can be the last thing about sports, but the thing that I hate the most is going to a Sixers game. And I swear this happens every time. We take the train over, we get there, we get a beer, we sit down, and it's the 4th quarter. And you're like, what? Like, how did I miss this entire game?
It sucks, man.
That happens to us every time we go, and it's like, geez, man. Like, and we always leave on time, or so we think at least. And we always leave on time. Like, we get through the tickets, we get our beer, and boom, the game's like half over, or it's halftime. And you're like, geez, man, this sucks.
That's why I actually I have a very. I'll chalk it up to anxiety with time, I suppose, but like really I'm just diligent with showing up early. I'm always the person that's like leave that 15 minutes early so you can get in your seats type person. Like I try to be that fire under people's ass because like a lot of people will be like, no, we're fine. And then you don't realize the little things that add up, like the little things you don't realize that you're going to need to do. It's not as simple as, oh, it takes 7 minutes to get there and then I get out. No, you're going to have to like put your shit down and grab your bag. And that takes a couple, like it's the little stuff.
And I mean, even, going with time and all, I mean, we were meeting my dad at Disney Springs. And I mean, from where we live right now, we're only like 8 to 10 minutes away, which is super hype. But even though we're 8 to 10 minutes away, it still takes us 30 minutes, really, to find a place to park, to go through the line, to like, get your temperature taken, to go through the like the metal detector thing, like all that stuff. Like it still takes so long. Like, yeah, we're 8 minutes away, but I mean, it takes a while to eventually be like in there and be like, okay, like I'm here, I'm ready to like do whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm a big, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late type guy. Because like to me, like I'm not, if I'm walking in like this, like even for work, I'll just relate it to work. If I'm walking in at 5 o'clock, once again, I still need to throw my bag down. I still need to take my jacket off. I still need to like put my headset on or whatever. This, that, the other. You don't realize that's an extra 10 minutes that I needed. And then if I shove that 15 minutes early, I have that 10 minutes and I'm like, I have 5 extra minutes. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like I'm good.
Exactly. It does feel good when you arrive somewhere early because me and Allie are awful at arriving anywhere on time. I can't even lie. I don't know how it happens. I mean, we always wake up with the intention of being like, we're going to get here on time. It just never happens.
It's exactly how my brother is. I'm like, I'll be like, I'm the one that has to drag him out of bed. Like, I'm like, dude, like, let's go. If we don't leave now, we're going to be fucking late. Like,
right. Jeez.
Time is cruel, man.
Time is not real. Sometimes it doesn't
Time
feel
is relative to you. You know, like
Time-
that's what it is.
I'll tell you what, time is not real, especially when I'm streaming, because
Yeah. Yes.
3 hours streaming is not the same 3 hours while I'm working.
No.
Like,
No.
I will die, thinking that.
You're dying on
There's
that.
just no
hill.
way. There's just no way. There is
way.
absolutely no way. Like, 3 hours of work, I'll look at the clock. It'll be like 3:01. I'll look at the clock again. It'll be like 3:06. I'm like, geez, Lord. Then I'm streaming. It's like 3 o'clock. I'll look, and then it's like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, what?
That
How?
time will kill you, man.
It really will. But hey, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. We just live in it.
You have any good topics to talk about, man?
Yeah, actually, I had 2 things I wanted to say.
Yeah. I'm like tapped on topics, so talk all you want.
Wait, I
Let's
wanted to hear. You told me Travis had something though too.
I'm teasing this story because I need a little more information from Travis before I have a juicy story from Travis. Travis Anthony Crane.
Jeez, a lot of
Full name drop.
drops.
Full
name
name drop on this podcast. I need a little bit more information to like. I have the story, but like I need to like have a little bit of information just to juice the story up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, we'll hold it for next week.
Exactly. Next week I'll have it.
So, just 2 things I want to say. One is just an idea that I actually had when you sent me the Zoom link today. We should. Now, obviously, this won't be today, but we could do it down the road. We should have a segment on the podcast called "What, Dude?" And it's like when we have like a crazy fact or something that we just say. Just something.
I like that.
And we can make like a little sound bit for it too. What, dude?
Dude, please. Please. That sounds so good. Like just out of nowhere. Like people will get, what, dude?
Well, I was thinking if you're interested, I don't know how hard you're trying to go, but I do have like a for DJing, like they're called a launch pad, and they have all the buttons on it, and you can like correspond sound effects to the buttons.
Yo,
I was gonna maybe like try to set some up,
dude.
And then
please
bring it for the podcast.
Can you please?
Yeah, I
you
just
think?
have to set up.
No, go on. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I got to figure out how I would do it through my computer, because right now I got you going through my computer, but I would have the sounds going through my laptop. So I mean, worst case scenario, when you're like putting together the video or whatever, I could always just send you the audio track out of the sounds.
Yeah, you read my mind.
And then you can just put it
right
right
from the beginning.
Yeah,
right.
I'll
You don't
just
even have to move them. Just like
So next week and whatnot, I'll start keeping timestamps too. Yeah.
So we remember. But the other thing I want to bring up now, I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking. I'm going to tell you the question I have, and I'm going to tell you how I perceived it, just so you don't blow me out of the water with something super deep and super personal or anything like that.
Okay.
So actually, while I was getting my bagel ready to this morning, I was thinking to myself, like, what has COVID and this past year really taught me, or like taught anyone? And one thing that it taught me was like, in relation to streaming, podcasting, and making music, is this past year has taught everyone that anyone can do that in a way. Like all of those avenues are just so oversaturated. It's like you don't need $1,000, a $20,000 studio anymore for any of those things. Like everyone has learned, like you can get studio quality, or at least good enough quality that like the average person won't even notice. You know what I mean? Like even like right now, like we're not in any big studio. We're just like hanging out. Like
exactly. And it's like I said this a lot before, but like this ties into what I've learned as well, is like consistency pays off, especially with things like this. And if people appreciate consistency, and if you're gonna do things twice and fucking never think about it again, and then be like, oh, why'd that never work? Well, you didn't put the time, effort, or energy into it. Right. Well, I think that's applying things to all things in life. Like if you don't water your plants, they ain't gonna fucking grow. If you don't treat yourself, you ain't gonna grow. Like
exactly. And that really goes with the oversaturation thing, because I feel like people were able to get away with, well, I have better quality than this guy, so they're gonna watch my stuff. Well, now everyone has good quality. So now it really depends on the content and like what you're saying, the consistency for sure. I mean, that's why even for streaming, I really try to keep it around the same time. Like, sometimes it's hard, but having that consistency, so like people don't even need to think. They just think, oh, Monday, 9 a.m. or whatever. I remember that show came on. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, that's big. That's big for people. Like, it's big to know, oh, if I'm done work and I already kicked my feet up, I can go tune 8:30 to the Morale Zone on Twitch. Make sure you follow and subscribe.
Exactly. Speaking of which, I do want to do a giveaway of some sort, and I was going to ask you if you had any ideas. But we can always talk about that afterwards too.
Yeah, I mean, we could even. I'll just throw an idea out there. Is like a good thing for streamers. I think to give away is like anything you can use for a computer, even if it's something as small as like a mouse and a mouse pad. Like that's a cool giveaway. Something like that. Not nothing crazy. Maybe a pair of headphones, like some shit like that. Like
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I know, and that is a good idea. It stinks because I had a ton of Morale Zone shirts still.
You do?
I don't have them with me.
Where are they?
They're back in Jersey.
Jesus.
So
I could grab them for you.
I want to make you do that. but they are there. The thing is I don't know like what sizes are there or anything, because a couple years ago me and Matt got like a ton of them. We got a ton.
I actually wanted a Morale Zone shirt. So when you do eventually come back, can you bite the bullet and grab me one?
Well, you know who made those shirts, right? The man.
You are lying. You are lying. You are lying. There's a reason I'm freaking out this hard. There is a man who makes shirts close to us. That is such a legend to us. His name's Mark.
Mark, the t-shirt guy.
Oh my God. That was funny. The biggest blast from the past. What do you always talk real low? That's what our shtick was with him.
Well, he'd always talk real low, and he'd always try to say how much other things he can make that we wouldn't need.
Yep, that was it.
I could also put this on some watches, some sweatpants. No, Mark. We just make the t-shirts. Here,
just the t-shirt. Just the t-shirt.
I can make some shoes. I can make a. He was so good.
Fuck! I so forgot about that.
That guy, though, I really hope he's still in business, because he would honestly really hook us up. Like
he'll go to the moon and back for you,
and he'll give you a great deal. It's so funny when we would use him for dodgeball. He would like show us a shirt, and he's like, "I messed this one up, so I'll give it to you for free." And we'd have 3 people looking at it, and we're like, "I don't see the mess up, but like,
there's literally nothing wrong with it.
It's perfect. It like literally looks great." And he's like, "Nah, man, it could have been better." So, I mean, he is a good guy, and we definitely gave him business. Gave him a lot of business.
Here's a small little story. At this rate, we're going to go on for 2 hours. But when we got dodgeball t-shirt, or no, soccer. I got soccer t-shirts or soccer jerseys done by Mark. I bought the jerseys, and then Mark had the names put on them. Mm-hmm. He misread my writing for Tony's jersey. And it's instead of it saying the rooster, it said the booster. It was one of those things where like the entire season while playing with him, I played goalie. It's one of those things you look up and you see the booster and you chuckle to yourself every time.
It's because it was just such a genuine mistake too. By Mark. He just I thought it was a booster.
And the other thing was I'm sure he would have fixed it, but we had a game like he finished them the day of our first game.
Wait, what? Oh,
he finished the jerseys the day of our first game, or else I probably would he would have probably redone or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. But it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a good time, and I feel like it made even a better story that his name was that.
Exactly.
The original.
I hope he still has it, man.
I mean, he did move his place, so I mean, I hope he's thriving.
Yeah.
Mark, if you ever tune into this podcast, I hope you're doing well, man.
Dude, I hope he is too. You have anything else, man?
Nah, I mean, I think that is it. Happy Easter, man. I kind of forgot.
Dude, happy Easter. Oh yeah, happy Easter. Yeah. That's I'm not big religious, so.
No, but I mean, hey, still a nice day.
Some people are, so it's nice to say,
Yeah, means it's springtime for me. I feel like whenever I think of Easter, it's like,
it
like officially started in my eyes. Like I think spring technically was like March like 20th or something like that, but
I don't know.
I don't know, but it's the weather's starting to come around a little. Hopefully, it really starts to stick in Jersey.
Oh my gosh, absolutely! It's been beautiful here, so I hope that comes up to you guys.
Dude, hell yeah, man! Great morale.
Great morale. But yeah, man, I think this was good. I think
This is great.
First podcast. I definitely got to get going on the jingle. I did want to ask you if you had any like input of
No,
like how you wanted it to sound.
I
Did you
so
want, like, a
trust your
dubstep,
creative
trap?
input. It's insane.
All right.
Or
I'm
not,
nervous
not
about
your
it.
creative input, your creative design, like your creative wherewithal. I know you're going to whatever is going to be made. It's going to be amazing.
Now, and are we? One thing I just wanted to double check: are we good with the name, or did you?
Oh
want
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. I was
filter
about to say, I love the name. So this is the Jah and Fah experiment. No, it's this Jah and Fah show.
out? I love it. Now, Jah, did you want that to be spelled JAH?
Yeah, like
With
Jaleel
FAH?
Okafor. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, screw that guy. I don't like him. We can talk
The
about him
second
next
you said it, I was
podcast.
like, okay, cool. I'm Jaleel Okafor.
Oh my god! Don't think yourself. Don't put yourself so low. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy, I'm sure.
Did Brett coach him? He did, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Big time.
Brett Brown. And dude, and we'll have.
I'm glad
we'll
Brett
have
made an appearance on the first one.
last second. Dude, it would be crazy. We should get JJ Redick to be a guest on our podcast.
Oh yeah, I already got him in the works. I actually once again, last thing. I actually might have guests in the line already
For this podcast.
for this podcast. Not like next week or nothing, but like they're warming up to the idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I am very interested to hear what kind of guests.
I
that
want
would
all
be.
the guests to be our friends. Our friends.
Okay. I see where this is going. I do
see where
too.
this is going.
All right.
All right, man. You want to
Hey,
call it
let me
there?
know. Yeah, we'll call it there.
Dude, this is a great show.
Dude, it's gonna be a great show. I do like the fact that we can pretty much just talk about anything. There's no set topic.
It's a conversation that just slithers.
Now, real quick, this is the final last thing, but this is relating to the podcast, of course.
Yeah.
I do think it'd be cool. I don't know if you were like planning on like wanting to make a Twitter or just kind of use our own
Mhm.
personal accounts to just like use it or whatever. But I would like to see if we can get, like just put out like what topics would you want us to talk about the next
Yeah.
time to like our friends and other people, even if it's just texting them directly, just
Yeah.
being like, give us some stuff to do. Like,
Well,
I think
we'll
that'd be
ask
fun to have more, just
more creative input. Even just
I
little
love all the
blurbs.
lines. Exactly. Especially like Fish and Trey Vase
Yep.
characters.
Yep.
So,
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I guess if you tuned in to the Jah and Fah show, thanks
Yeah.
for listening. It was a pleasure for doing this for our first time.
For sure.
Keith, any last regards?
No, man. It was a pleasure being here. Happy Easter. And I hope we can do this next Sunday too.
Oh yes. Happy Easter, everyone. Take care.
I'll see you, man.
I'll see you, man.